right, folks. This is Mike. We're coming, guys. All right, sorry about that. Just had tons of issues getting set up. We had a time crunch here. If you just heard that bell lap there, lane 4, Josie Marino, splitting a 31.8 on that previous 50. She's got 25 to go. She'll be coming into view here just beyond the Rutgers logo. So going left to right, lane 4, lane 1 at the top of your screen. Here she is into the finish. 16:48. (16:48.26) came home sub 30. Again, I apologize with getting set up. We're having funny issues here. Trying to work through it. This is the first race, event 1, heat 1. All the information's available in Meet Mobile or on the website for BSmart Inc., BESMARTINC.com. So second to the wall, Ava Land, lane 5. Third, Elizabeth Palmer, 17:07 for Elizabeth, 17:06 for Ava. So I'm just looking at Meet Mobile. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the Friday events are pushed. I just did a refresh. I'm not seeing them. If anybody out there is seeing better results. So if you go to the BSmart website, they do have the sheets there. All right, we're going to a boys event now. So event 2, heat 1. Again, I apologize. Had a tight schedule to get into setup because of Rutgers' kind of time schedule that they permit. All right, so the 1650 heat sheets are available on that BSmart website. All right, so the official said stand there. All right, top right of your screen, that orange text, those are the swimmers in the pool right now. My intent is to have that updated prior to the start. I am trying to adjust the scoreboard view. And again, I apologize for the late start here. All right, I'm trying to turn up additional cameras. I do have a wide camera. It's just unfortunately, it is this view here and it is too wide. So working on a better perspective. So for the time being, I'm just going to stay on the start wall. You'll see the swimmers come in, get their splits. This is event 2, heat 1. Again, we started with 1-1, which was the girls. That completed. I captured some of that. If you are just joining, you can rewind on YouTube, go back and review that. I attempted to record a little additional. I'll look tonight, see if we have additional footage to provide for that. All right, these are the names. I'm gonna while they're swimming, you just need to adjust this for future. So again, lane 1 will be at the top of the screen. Lane 8 at the bottom. All right, on the left-hand side, lane 8 seeing 29, lane 7, 29. Lane 6 just saw 29 going to a 31. Lane 5 is coming back to a 31. Lane 4 just turned on a 33. Lane 3 turning on a 31. Can't see lane 2. Lane 1's a 29 coming back to. Looks like a 31 for lane 2. Again, we're swimming 66 lanes here for the 1650. Lane 4 seeing a 35. Lane 5, Sebastian's coming back to a 35. Lane 4, Ethan Reynes, lead swimmer, seeing a 39 as he approaches the left-hand wall. We'll do a little follow with our lead swimmer. Here's Ethan in 4. See a 41 going down for lead swimmer Ethan 4. Lane 5, Sebastian's turning at the start end. .43 in lane 4, 41s for 6 and 7, 41 for 2. I'm reading off lengths complete. 41 for lane 1, 41 for lane 8. I believe a 43 there in lane 5. Yes, it was. 45 going down from lane 4. All right, so the names on the top right match the scoreboard. I will update that shortly to show you. We'll have event 1, heat 2 will be next. So real quick, if you want to capture the seed times of the swimmers in the pool, that information on the top right is going to get updated. Okay, now on the top right of your screen will be Event 1, Heat 2. It's the women's heat number 2. It'll be our 3rd race overall. .53 went, wait, what's going on here? I looked away. Thought lane 4 was our lead swimmer. I think he put a 53 down last time. 55 going down from lane 5. Yeah. And on lane 4, he also got a 55. All right. I just looked away. I wasn't keeping it up. 55 going down for lane 5. There was a 53 and 7. .53 lane 1. And 57 lane 4 lead swimmer going to 66 lengths. You'll see lane 5 second running order just turned off the wall here. Middle of your screen going right to left. So that's Sebastian in 5, Ethan in 4, the lead swimmer. Fortunately, the scoreboard does not display a running order. We'll just get a finish order on the rightmost column of the scoreboard. And there'll only be one bell. So if you're watching the NCAAs last night, each lane was getting a bell in the 1650. We will just get a bell for the lead swimmer. So this is 60 lengths here, lead swimmer and 4 for Ethan. All right, lane 4, bell lap here. 50 to go, 2 lengths. I was caught off guard. I was looking for a white shirt. The official came out in a blue shirt. All right, final turn here for lane 4, Ethan. Lane 5, Sebastian has 50 to go. That's second place running order there in lane 5. Here's lane 4 finishing. Sub 16 for Ethan, 15:48. All right, lane 5 saw the red blocks. Lane 3, red blocks, 25 to go. 63 is going to be shown for lane 8. We're finishing here in 5 and 3. We're turning in 6, 7, and 8. All right, lane 8 seeing a 63. Lane 7 and 6 seeing red blocks. They're finishing. Lane 2 is turning. He'll have 50 to go on the right wall. Same with lane 1. We'll go back to the wide finish view here. So again, low time here, Ethan Reynes, lane 4 from Scarlet, 15:48. Dropping 10 seconds off of 15:58. Previous low time, the previous heat low time 16:48 for Josie Marino. That's right about her seed. All right, so that was our First heat for the boys. We'll go to heat 3, which is going to be the women's second heat. Upon the finish here, I think we're just collecting a cap or something here. Lane 7 swimming out. So let me show you the names. All right. Event 1, heat 2. All right. Again, I apologize with the camera not having great angles. We'll get that cleaned up as we go. And again, if you're looking in Meet Mobile, I'm doing a refresh. I'm not seeing tonight's session listed. I see the Saturdays and Sundays. That is out of my control. I'm just sharing my experience. So maybe if somebody's seeing better experience seeing the Thursday or Friday in Meet Mobile, please let me know. Again, the information will eventually be published to the Be Smart website. All right, well, I'm going to do something a little different, folks, while I kind of troubleshoot what's going on. Let me see how this looks. 5 to 4. All right, hold on 1 second. We're going to just. All right. Five to 3. All right, we're going to go with this for a time being while I try and figure out what's going on. So, again, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm not ideal, but you can have a good view of the scoreboard. Top left, top right will just be the turn wall. Hopefully, you can see the counters from there. Seeing a 13 in lane 4, 13, lane 5, lane 6, 7, and 8, all 13. Lane 2 does not have a counter. I'm not fully up on that. Well, working in humidity doesn't help. All right. So, folks, I've updated the names on the top right. Next race is going to be Event 2, Heat 2, which is the men's, the boys, and the men second heat. So let me grow that text a little. You can see it a little clearer there. All right, so resyncing here. Lane 5 saw a 43 there. 45 for lane 3. .43 for lane 7. Lane 8's coming back to a 43. 47 for lane 4, if I didn't say that. Lane 5's coming down to a 45. Lane 6 is turning on a 45. Again, lane 2, no counter. Looks like a 45 going down in lane 1, a 47 in lane 2. .49 for lane 3, 47 here for lane 7. Adeline in 7. That's a 49 in the pool there, lane 4. Looks like lane 3, lead swimmer. She'll have a 51 coming back. Again, I don't know where lane 2 is relative. Don't have counter there. We'll look at splits, kind of judge from there. Lane 1 is seeing a 49. That is a 49 for lane 7. Again, lane 1, top of your screen. Lane 8 towards the bottom. All the starts are occurring on that right-hand wall. So on this quadrant view, the bottom left will be the start wall. Top right, I'm just trying to get the angle there so we can see some of the counters as they come out. Nicole in 2, just judging from split. She just split a 32, looks to be low for the whole field. $33.9 for Kate in 3 on that last 50, and a 35 for lane 1. So potentially lane 2, Nicole Almeida, Almeida, could be our lead. Again, she does not have a counter, but based on splitting low splits on the board, I'm gonna go with that. 55 there for lane 4. Again, visually middle of the pool, 4 and 5 have black lane lines around them. So you can visually separate those two. $59 will go down for lane 5. $59 there in lane 6. $57 lane 8. Lane 3, $61 just turned. All right, see the official making their way out. We're gonna kind of switch views here, folks. Let's go back to traditional. We'll go to camera 2. All right, I believe we'll have a bell here, lane 2. $50 to go here for Nicole. Still splitting her 32s. All right, 25 to go here, lane 2. Second one to turn at that far side. As you see, lane 4 seeing a 63. In between, lane 3 has red squares. Be final 25 for Kate as she hits the left wall. This is a finish here for lane 2. Nicole goes low here, 17:47. Kate in 3 is finishing. $18.07 for Kate. Caroline in 4, final 25. She's coming into frame shortly. Red squares there for lane 6, now 5. Top of your screen, lane 1 is on her final 50. She'll have red squares, final 25 when she hits the left wall. 63 there for lane 8. So we have a finish there in 6. And 5, Chloe Kim into the wall. All right, let's go up to lane 1 as we're finishing. This is Sophia. I'm sorry? Okay, thanks. All right, we're getting a finish here for lane 8, final 25. Now let's go back to the start view. Yeah, names on the top right. We'll move to event 2, heat 2 for the guys. Here's the lane assignments. Lane 1, top of the screen, lane 8 at the bottom. Oh, that was a stand from the official. All right, we're underway here. So I'm going to toggle out to that wide view again. So with these distance races, just gives a ability to get everybody on screen, and then you can associate the splits, having a larger view of the scoreboard. All right. So the chat is open on YouTube. Again, if you're just joining us, had some issues getting online, well, getting set up, and then online. So we kind of got online after the start of Event 1, Heat 1, so I apologize. I do have a recording part of it. Maybe it has about 5 minutes worth of coverage. I will look at that tonight and try and get that uploaded. But hopefully this kind of perspective for the 1650 gives you the ability to, if you are tracking a particular swimmer's splits, you can see the scoreboard in a large display there, and then you'll see them on the bottom left of the screen as they're turning. There's only touch pads on that right wall here. So for short course, traditionally you just get the 50-yard splits. Again, this is a short course yard event meet. So all the starts will start at that right-hand side. So on the bottom left of your screen, that is the start wall. Okay. And then the left side, if you look on the bottom right quadrant, that is the bulkhead separating the pool. So if you're not familiar, the pool continues down to the left-hand side. And if you hear it in the background, there are divers now on the dive tank. And then just beyond that bulkhead, so the bottom right quadrant, that white looks like a, you know, a connector between the two sides. That is a moving bulkhead. So just to the left of that are additional swimmers warming up over there. So again, this is Mike, Common Guy Sports. We're going to cover all weekend, all 3 days, or all 4 days, Thursday night and then Friday full day. These events, the 1650s, much like if you're watching the NCAAs, these are just what's known as a timed final. So all the swimmers come in with the seed time, the 8 fastest. In this case, these distance events, it goes fastest to slowest. So the 8 fastest are put in the first heat, then it works down. There's not a preliminary and then a final. So just for the distance events, it's structured like that. Other events, the 50s, 100s, 200s, you know, even 400 IM will not be a prelim and final. That'll also be a timed final. But the shorter events, the 200s and unders, will be what's known as a prelim and then a final. So swimmers still come in with their seed times in the morning, and they will swim accordingly, but that'll be slowest to fastest, where the last heat is the fastest swimmers. And we'll get into that a little bit more, where there's circle seating, so not the 8 fastest swimmers are not in that final heat. We'll talk about that tomorrow as we get into it. But those swimmers will swim in the morning, ultimately qualifying for the finals at night. And then there's going to be, I believe 2 finals. I think the different age groups. I need to verify that. And then they'll come back in the evening. So prelims in the morning. Then we have a distance segment. Then we have the 11 and 12-year-olds. And then we'll come back with the finals for the 13, 14, and then 15 and overs. All right. So if I misspoke, please post a comment. If you're on a computer or phone, you could put into the chat within YouTube. If you are watching this on a TV, and it does look, if it potentially looks a little grainy, I am broadcasting this in what's known as 1080p or high def. So if you go down to the settings within your YouTube YouTube app on TV and select high quality, it should present a better picture. Again, I looked in Meet Mobile. I don't know if anybody's tracking it there. I did not see updates in there. Nope, still showing just Saturday and Sunday. But the Be Smart website, BeSmartTinc.com, does and will later tonight post the results there. Okay. All right, so there's going to be 2 heats for each of the finals, so an A and a B, and then they're broken out into 13, 14-year-olds and then 15 and overs. Okay. So there will be an A and a B. I did not cover this meet last year, the year before I did, and what they did was just announce the A finalists. So the B finalist, if you would, swimmers 9 through 16 in their preliminary finish times will swim, and then swimmers in the A final 1 through 8 in best preliminary times will walk out from the top right corner and then be introduced. So that's the anticipated structure. All right, let's resync. We are so lane 623, lane 425, lane 5 seeing a 27. One and 2 do not have counters. Lane 1 previous split 30-38 looks to be low on the board. That's Mason Brown from Scarlet. Mason's making his way back top right. Lane 1 will be turning. So that was a 29 for lane, nope, wait. He's just turning it, I'm sorry. 29 going down for lane 5. $29 for lane 8 just turned. Lane 3 coming back to a 29. Lane 4, 29. 27 there for lane 6. And lane 7, no counter. Say in 5 just split in the 30s. Mason in 1, low 30, 30-19. $66 total lengths make up the 1650. $33 for lane 3, $33 for lane 4, $35 lane 5, $31 lane 6, and $35 coming back here for Devin Perez in lane 8. $35 there in lane 8. All right, this is Mike Common Guy Sports checking back in. Sorry, folks, still trying to work through some issues here. We had some gremlins playing with the equipment and messed things up, but hopefully we're on the air and giving you some insight as if you were here. If you're wrapping up your day at work, or maybe I heard somebody potentially was traveling or out of the country, so glad you can join us if you got connected. So that was a 49 there in lane 8, lane 7, no counter. Looks like a 45 going down for lane 6. Lane 1 and 2, no counter. 29 on the board there for Mason. Around, I don't know, where are we? We're at 50 lengths complete, so 1,000. Nice job there, Mason. Keep it up. 49 was just turned there in lane 3. 49 was turned in lane 4. All right, so on the bottom, the other advantage to this, top right of your screen, I'm gonna follow lanes 1 and 2 just because they're where they're situated. This is Gio turned first there in 2. We have Mason up in 1. $31.5 split for Gio, $29.4 for Mason. Guessing Mason has a lap on Gio. So Mason in 1. It's consistently been sub 30. Field's been 31, 32s. Devin in 8 just put up a 30.52. $53 for lane 3, 53 lanes complete, 53 of the 66. $55 for lane 4, $55 for lane 3. $59 for lane 5. Lane 1 went out, put a 59 down, I think. I don't know if that was just a quick update so the swimmers can sync up where they are. Arell in 5 just split a 30.28, sub 15 at that point. $59 for lane 3. Looks like the official's making her way out. Looks like she's going to lane 5. All right, so I was wrong. I was thinking Mason in 1 potentially was our lead swimmer. He might just be off the pace by a little bit. Lane 5, getting the bell, 50 to go. We take a look up in lane 1. Split a 29.9. So I'm assuming 50 to go at that point. Lane 1. Lane 2, I'm guessing 100 to go. All right, lane 5, so red squares, 25 to go. He'll be finishing. We'll stay with the finish on lane 5. Then we'll jump up to lane 1. All right, low time there, 16:29 for Arell, say. Yes, and lane 1 does finish there, 16:35 for Mason. Again, this was event 2, heat 2. It's our 4th heat overall. Mason came in 17:34, drops almost a full minute. Yeah, almost a full minute. And then Arel came in 17:16. He goes 16:29. Awesome drop, guys. Top right of your screen, that orange text. We're going to jump back to this other view. Hopefully, one of these cameras. There we go. All right, give you the scoreboard top left. I know it's a little small. Top right of your screen are the women. What is this? That'll get up. So the top right are the swimmers up next. That's going to be event 1, heat 3, as we go back to the women. All right, so big drop there. Mason Brown. Again, Mason came in 17:34, 15-year-old from Scarlet. He goes 16:35. Second low time in that heat. Low time goes to Arel Say from Scarlet. Came in 17:16. Arel goes 16:29. Awesome swim. All right, all swimmers are showing counters at this far end. The left end just off screen for you. All right, here are the names for the swimmers about to swim. Event 1, heat 3. Ladies are underway. So looking forward, we had 9 heats total. 4 heats for the women, 5 heats for the men. So we'll continue the women, men up until heat 8, which will be the men's 4th, and then we'll have the men's 5th for heat 9. Those are 150 splits up there on the top left. I had to change a battery. Sorry about that. All right, so lane 2, I think that's a 400 split. Same with lane 4, because she's seeing a 17 at the left side. Same with lane 3. So if you're curious about that 400 split, if you rewind a little, the last splits on the boards for lanes 1 through 4 were definitely their 400s. Same with lane 5 seeing a 17, lane 6 seeing a 17. So the previous split on the board was 16 lengths or 400 yards. Lane 7 and 8 coming down, seeing 19s at this point. So they'll be at a 500 split. A 19 for lane 3, and 19 went down for lane 1 and 2. 19 going down for 5 and 6 now. So lane 4, that last split, Megan, 528, that's a 500 split for her. Bottom right of your screen are the swimmers still in the pool. I'm leaving that up in the orange text. That's just my overlay. Leaving that up just if you want to cross-reference seed times. If you are watching this on a phone or tablet, you can pinch and zoom how you would to zoom in on a picture. Same capability if you are watching this in the YouTube app. Again, this is event 1, heat 3. Up next will be the boys or men's event 2, heat 3. And then we have one more heat for the women. There'll be 3 total heats still to go for the men's. Oh, folks, I might have been messing up when I was talking earlier about, that is. I was looking at the silvers. I apologize. So in Meet Mobile, oh, that's a 2025. All right, it is in there. I'm sorry, folks. I was misleading you. So if you in Meet Mobile, if you search for 2026 NJS and Scarlet 11 and over gold champs, everything is in there. So 13:14 so far, low time, Elizabeth Palmer 17:07. And then 15 and over, low time so far, Josie Marino 16:48. And again, this event, the distances were seeded fastest to slowest. So rest of the weekend with the shorter events, it'll be slowest to fastest. So those first heats will have higher times, and then progressively swimmers will have times that are lower or faster. Okay, lane 6 seeing a 31. Same with lane 5. Lane 1, 33 complete. Lane 3, 33 complete. Lane 2 coming to the wall. That looks like a 33 also. All right, so just about the halfway point. We'll take a little isolation here. Top of your pool, lane 1, Alexandra Soltis. Seeing a 35. Lane 3 coming up to the wall. This is Sammy Sendemenko. And then lane 2 in the middle. Almeida. All right, so lane 3's turned. Megan in 4 will be turning. We'll follow her back and then sync up at the far end. 37 going down for lane 3. Lane 1 saw 37. .39 for lane 4. This is lane 6, Sammy coming into the wall to turn. 37 for her. 37 for lane 5, Romy. We have 7 and 8 down here turning. 7, Nikayla and Adia in 8. Both saw 39s. .41 there for lane 4, Megan. I believe that's our lead swimmer. .39 there in 6 and 5. 41 in lane 1, 41 in lane 3, 41 in lane 2. So running order, lane 4, lane 1, lane 3, lane 2, lane 6, lane 5, and then 7 and 8. Again, finish order is not going to matter. So their time is going to be represent their ultimate ranking at the end. So all right, so I'm going to update the names on the bottom right of your screen as we move to the, after this will be the boys heat 3 of that side, heat 6 overall. So now you see on the bottom right of your screen. That was a 45 for 1, 2, and 3, a 47 here for lane 4. Megan continues to lead the field. 5 and 6 will have 45s. 7 and 8 have 47s. So I might have misspoke. 7 and 8 are really 5th and 6th running order. All right, 47 there for lane 3, 47 there for lane 2. Lane 1's already turned under 47. 49 complete there for lane 4 for Megan. All right, 47 in lane 6, Sammy. 7 and 8, Nikayla and Adia. They're seeing 49s. 51 was the last turn for Alexandra Soltis in 1. No, I'm sorry, Alexander's gonna say a 51 this time. The counter flipped it right as she turned, not as she was at the far end. So 51 for lane 1. 53 lane 4, Megan, as she's making her way back. All right, lane 4, 55. I think lane 5 is withdrawing. She got out on her own. '55's here for lane 1, 2, and 3. '57 in lane 4. Those were 55s for 7 and 8. So if you look right down here, so 7 and 8 are together. Counter for 8 flipped as soon as the swimmer turned. Counter in 7, I think, is the recommended protocol, that you wait until the swimmer's down at the far end. So you'll see if you watch 7 is close, or 7, the black shirt, 8 leading over. So as the swimmer turns, you see lane 8 flipping it at that point. Lane 7, kudos to her, waiting until the swimmer's down at the far end. All right. Again, lead swimmer, lane 4, Megan. '59s for 1, 2, and 3, and a 61 for lane 4. 7 and 8 just turned on '59s. All right, top right of your screen, we'll do a little isolation here. Lead swimmer. This should be 62 complete at the right wall for Megan. 60 complete for 1, 2, and 3 on that right wall. So they have 150 to go. We'll have a bell lap here for Megan in 4. All right, where are we? Yep, 63. She'll be at 64 on the right wall. The officials out here. Blue sweatshirt. 50 to go, lane 4 for Megan. It'll be 100 to go for 1, 2, and 3. 75 to go for 7 and 8. They're seeing 63s. We'll stay here. Final 25 for Megan in 4. Megan came in 19:07. We're dropping a bunch on that. Megan goes 18:25. Where are you, Megan? Sorry. Nice swim. All right, 1, 2, and 3 will be finishing along with 7 and 8. So if you, I'm going to give you 1, 2, and 3. 7 and 8 you can see on the bottom left of your screen. Lane 7, 3rd to the wall. Alexander goes 2nd to the wall, 18:55. Alexander came in 19:21. So that's like a 25-second drop. Nice job. Lane 8, Adia swims a 19:02. She came in on a 19:25. 23-second drop. All right, let me switch around the screens in a second. We're going to... All right, scoreboard on the top left, a little small, but want to give you the lane assignments for the swimmers coming up. Again, this is going to be event 2, heat 3. So for the boys or the men, sorry, it's an age mix here. So this is heat 6 overall. It's event 2, heat 3. Then we'll have one more heat for the women, and then after that, we'll have 2 heats for the men's. Don't see a swimmer at 8. So let me just grow these names on the bottom right. You can see the seed times. Looks like no swimmer in 8. Guys are underway. Counters in every lane, making my job a little easier and more accurate. So the comment is the 12 and unders are is it 12 and under also reverse order. So it's the distance events that will be seeded fastest to slowest, if that's what you're referring to. If we look at the heat, I think it's in Meet Mobile for tomorrow. The shorter events, like if I look at the Friday, well, actually there's no 12 and unders here, right? It's the 2 different age groups are 13, 14, and then 15 and overs. So maybe, are you referring to, wait, what's here? Hold on. Sorry. So the 11 and 12s, as I look at those, no, they're seated. So yeah, so I'm looking at the Friday 11-12 session. Those are seated slowest to fastest. Let me look at the 500s. Now the 500 for the 11-12s is also seated fastest to slowest. So if that's what you mean by reverse order, the 500 for the 11-12s will be fastest to slowest. So hope that answered your question, Quacker. If you want to post a follow-up, please feel free. Busy weekend around in sports, so obviously, I don't know if anybody, I wasn't overly enthralled with it, but I watched part of the World Baseball Classic. That wrapped up. We have NCAA swimming. Obviously, I'm going to talk about that a lot, but this weekend is also NCAA wrestling and a lot of other things going on. Obviously, hockey's underway. So I put a comment in my Instagram post. Full disclosure, I had 2 daughters that swam, so my kind of name recognition on swimming is more leans towards the women's side. So I put a couple names out there, and then I started looking. So with the older viewers here, so, you know, you might have a couple years ago well aware of some talented Jersey swimmers coming out. The name everybody should know is Anna Mosch. Last night she went 139 in a 200 free as part of the relay for Virginia in the 800 relay. Pretty awesome. A low 139 too, like a 139.08 or something. Another woman, I should say, from Indiana led off, and she went a high 139, so incredible stuff. But I was going through the list. So the name Wagoneer from Moorestown, she's swimming. Weber from Morristown is swimming. Emily Thompson, everybody probably knows that name. She's swimming in the NCAAs. And then 2 years ago, I had the pleasure of covering Sarah Rodriguez when she swam I remember it off the top of my head. I don't know the exact time, but it was a 152, 200 back that she swam here. Kind of one of those jaw-dropping moments. And so Sarah's also at the NCAA. So those are going on in Atlanta. You can watch them on ESPN Plus. I think they're covering all the sections. So shout out there. If anybody wants to recognize any of the men that are swimming, I probably could guess a few. I was surprised at a few. I went looking thinking they would be there and they weren't. But if anybody wants to put that in the comment, or additional women swimmers at NCAAs that maybe your son or daughter, knew or knows, or, former teammate, let's give some recognition, because Jersey Swimming is producing a lot of talent. I saw that Jack Alexi's over in China. I read somewhere, I think it was a $20,000 or $30,000 appearance fee. So kudos to him, and hopefully get a couple more years and see Jack in LA in the Olympics. And I'll go through as the weekend goes on. The record holders are posted in the heat sheets. So Chloe Kim has the record for 13:14 in this 1650. She got that record back in 2022, a 16:16. So awesome stuff. The men's records date back to 2014 and 16. And the women's 15 and over record is from 1990, Jane Skillman. She swam a 15:59. So we're definitely going to see some names from the near past. I know that Anna Mosch holds a lot. As I mentioned, Emily Thompson and Sarah Rodriguez. All right, middle of the pool. Let's get back. Here we are seeing 23s going down 4 lanes, 4, 5, 7, 6. Take a look up here at lane 1. It's a little hard. Let's see what we're getting there. That is a 23 for lane 1. $25 for lane 3, $25 for lane 2. $27 there, 4 and 5 and 3 and 2. 6 and 7 also. So everybody together here. Oh, so one thing of note, so up on the scoreboard, the top left quadrant, you'll see lengths displayed there. That is the lengths of the lead swimmer only. I guess I should have referenced that earlier when one of the swimmers didn't have a counter. That would have gave me an indication if she was actually the lead swimmer. Not every scoreboard displays that. Some of the newer scoreboards, they've gone more towards better graphics, and they'll output actually lengths complete per lane. All right, seeing 37s across, except for, I'm sorry, I missed lane 1. I'm sorry, not 37s, 33s are now being displayed. So the last was a 31. All right. Again, lane 6 and lane 2 doing the flipping when the swimmer turns at the far end. Throws me off a little. All right, that was a 31 in lane 1. 33 was seen in 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. So just lane 1 is off the pace. So 33 going down for lane 1. Everybody else seeing a 35. So up next will be event 1, heat 4. So the final women's heat. We do have 8 swimmers in that heat. And I've updated those names now on the bottom right of your screen. Those will be the swimmers up next. It'll be 40 lanes complete here, lanes 2 through 7. Next splits on the board. That is 1,000 yards, 40 lengths. All right, so I apologize if anybody did step away. I had said it earlier. I wasn't sure if Meet Mobile was getting updated. I was looking at the wrong meet, so I apologize. So you want to look at the 2026 NJS and Scarlet 11 and over gold champs. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't showing at the top. So we are in the Thursday 13 and over 1650 session. Of the ones completed so far on the women's side, Elizabeth Palmer has the low time, 17:07, followed by Lily Bora, and then Nicole Almeida. That is for the 13-14. For the women 15 and over, Josie Marino, low time so far, 16:48. Then we have Ava Land, 17:06. Emily Catt, 17:21. Those are top 3. On the boys and men's side, 13, 14-year-old low time for boys. Ethan Reynes, 15:48. He dropped 10 seconds. Arel Say dropped 47.07. He swam a 16:29. And the third best time so far, Devin Perez, dropping almost a full minute. He went 16:38. For the 15 and overs, low time so far, Sebastian Hendron, 16:07. He dropped 16 seconds. Second best time so far, Mason Brown, 16:35. Dropped over almost a minute, 58 and a half. Third best time, Harrison Trocon, 16:37. He dropped 24 seconds. So nice job, guys. So far, we still have 2 heats to swim beyond what's in the pool. Again, that's in Meet Mobile. The website, which you can find it all for free, is BSmart Inc., BESMARTTINC.com. Well, they'll be posting the results on their webpage. $51 there for lane 3, 49 for lane 5. We're heading 51 there for, yeah, I think lane 3. Yeah, he's kind of scratching his head a little, I think. That might not have been right. I don't think lane 3, Martin Ivanov Even though he's splitting 31.48, let's see what he's putting down this time. Yeah, he got a 53 again. So lane 5's getting a 51, lane 6 getting a 53, lane 7 saw a 53. See if we can zoom in, top right of your screen. You'll see a 55 there, lane 3, a 55 going down for 2. 7 seeing a 55, I believe a 53 and 1, 55 and 6, 53 and 5, 55 and 4. So I hope I didn't confuse you. Lane 5 is off the pace, and I think lane 1 also just a tad off, maybe 1 lap off. There's a 57 lead swimmer here in lane 3. .57 also going down for lane 2. Let's see what lane 1, if we can see this. 55, I believe. Nope. 53 previous. I think it's a 55 now. All right. Martin Ivanov in 3, 59 complete. We'll be at 60 on the right-hand wall. 150 to go at that point. 59 also there for lane 6 and 4. All right, Martin's turned. Lead swimmer here, lane 3. Martin's got a 61, followed closely by lane 2's. That's Patrick. He's seeing a 61. 61 down here in 7. 61 in 6. 100 to go. 62 lanes complete there on the right side. Lane 3, lane 7. Again, the names you see in the orange text are the women up next. Lane 3 will have a bell lap. You see the official behind the block. Blue sweatshirt. We'll stay with Martin in 3. This will be final turn here, lane 3, and we'll pan down lane 7 next to see the red block, closely followed by lane 2. So looks like we're going to be lane 3, lane 2, lane 7 is our finish order. Again, it's all about their times. Lane 3, 17:15 for Martin. Lane 2, 17:21 Patrick, and a 17:22 for Charlie. Again, low time, lane 3, Martin, 7:15. Martin came in on a 17:37. Peter came in 17. Oh, Peter's just finishing. No, Peter has 50 to go. I'm sorry, I meant Patrick in 2. Patrick came in 17:43. He just went 17:21. And the other time here was lane 5, Charlie Lee swims a 17:22, came in 17:46. Nice drop. It's 23, high 23s. No, 24, because it's a mid 17:22, and he came in on a 17:46.81. All right, let's go to this other view. We'll give you the finish, and then we'll put the names up for the ladies. All right, lane 1 just turned. We'll kind of take this wider. All right, red square there for Peter. Here's Peter into the finish. All right, here we are with the ladies. There's our lane assignments. This will be event 1, heat 4. So final race for the women's side. See those names on the bottom right with their seed times. Now you can see it also in the white text middle of your screen. Yeah, I was running through sports going on and kind of maybe overlooked the other significant event besides the swimming is the men's basketball tournament started. Couple upsets today. If anybody's out there a big fan of High Point University, the Panthers upset and got a win today against Wisconsin. So congrats to them. All right, so glad you could join us here on the Thursday night. So we're back for all the sessions. I apologize, I didn't get set up very well. There was a very short time window to get into the Rutgers pool. Rutgers actually is on spring break this week, but it's a fair amount. I don't know if it's the Rutgers team or others. I'm kind of looking to my left. It's got to be 30, 40 people, younger, maybe college age, maybe high school. I don't know particular, but on the diving boards and the diving platforms on the left-hand side. So if you do hear some thuds in the background, that's what's going on. All right, so the swimmers, that is 8 or 200 yards complete on the right-hand wall. On that right, top right of your screen, I'll kind of zoom in. We'll start up here with Addison in 1. Swimmers are all seeing 9, so we'll be at 250 on the next split on the board. We'll jump down Erica and Eden in 2 and 3 here. Erica further away. And we'll have Ellis with the black cap, Ellis Cole in 4. Again, lanes 4 and 5 are within the black lane lines. We'll go slow here. In the bright green suit, Emily in 5. Go forward a little. We have Emma in 6 coming into the far turn where she's seeing a 13. So lead swimmer there, lane 6, Emma from BB Bergen Barracudas. And we'll catch her on the turn and then we'll pan down and pick up Emily and Daisy in 7 and 8. So against the wall is Daisy Lee from Scarlet. We have Emily Delajou from Ocean County Y in 7. All right, so those are 400 splits on the board. Lead swimmer is Emma in 6, 428 at the 400. Swimmer seeing 17 on the left wall. If you joined us late, we got a little bit of a late start. Very slow getting up and running. I apologize to all those women in the first heat. If you're joining and you were interested in one of the earlier races, you can rewind at any point. It doesn't affect anybody else. Or you can watch this to conclusion and then jump back. And the stream will be available to rewatch later tomorrow and so on. 19 complete there for lane 6. So we'll be at 500 yards for the next splits as they refresh on lane 6. So if you're not familiar, the scoreboard goes into that kind of pause, lockout period after a touch. So you see here, lane 6, it'll post the split there at 34:30, and then the cumulative time, 5:37, pardon me, will stay frozen for about 15 seconds. And the intent there is if this was a relay and one swimmer was getting out of the pool, the timing system doesn't want to register additional touches. So that touchpad on the wall goes into that little lockout period. You know, it's twofold. One is that it shows you, you can read the cumulative time, but it also then prevents any additional touches. Okay. So this will be the final race for the women and the girls. And then we'll have 2 heats. They're listed as men. There is some 13, 14-year-olds, so lost focus. All right, so I'm going to update the names on the bottom right of your heat, bottom right of your screen, which will be heat 4 for the men's side. It'll be our 8th race overall. It'll be the second to last race. So the names on the bottom right. All right. I hope you find that helpful. It's kind of just one of those convenience things. Ultimately, I use those names as the overlay, but since I have them, I put them up in advance. So if you're just a casual viewer, you're jumping on, you're not sure if a swimmer is coming up next, those are displayed for that purpose. And also the other kind of side bonus, if you're watching this a year from now and you weren't sure what the swimmer's seed time, it is on the screen, so you have it there without having to look up. So hope you find it helpful. I'm always open for comments or enhancements. The one I always get is underwater camera. It's twofold. I would need different insurance for that, and I don't know if there's a real huge value for the casual viewers at home with that. Obviously, the teams have the ability to do that, and coaches leverage that for practice and so on. During meets, I don't know if there's a lot of value. So that's one I get. Unless there's somebody can make a huge justification for it, I think it's more of a nice to have than kind of a must have. But other ideas you have, please let me know. I don't tie in. So the one thing that I always get asked, I don't tie into the timing system of the in-house. So anybody from Jersey Aquatics, obviously you're tied in. So as a swimmer finishes, it's an automated process where the times are posted. I don't tie in, so I don't get that capability. That's why I just leave the scoreboard on the whole time. So that's the situation there. I'm not affiliated with any direct program. I'm an independent contractor. So last thing I would want to do is, connect to a timing system and something go a little wonky. And even if it might not be my fault, just guilty by association. So that's that. So again, this is Mike. Always open for comments and feedback. Please let me know. You can always email me, commentguysportsnj@gmail.com, or if you prefer, provide feedback to one of the coaches it'll make its my way. All right. So looking back, lane 6 continues to lead. 33 was complete at that side. That's 34 complete for Emma now on a 9:39 cumulative. So 35 complete for Emma on the left side. There's not a counter in 5 for Emily. So just looking at splits. I believe she's kind of fourth running order here, third or fourth running order. So 37 there for lane 6. Hopefully I'm accurate, and that is our lead swimmer. 37 going down for lane 3. 37 for lane 4. 37 for lane 8. No counter in 5. I'm thinking she's on the same pace as these girls here, turning at 37. There's a 37 for lane 2 and a 37 for lane 1. $39 there for lane 3. Okay, 39 going down for lane 4. $39 for lane 7, 39 lane 2, also lane 1. A 41 there for Emma in Emily in 6, pardon me. Lead swimmer, I believe, Emily in 6. Saw 41. This is 42 now complete here on the right side. Emily in 5 has made up the distance there to Ellis in 4. You'll see them on the right-hand side coming into the turn on the start wall. $43 complete there for lane 3. Top right of your screen, I'll zoom in a little here for lane 6, Emma. $45 complete. Jump up to lane 3, Eden. It's also 45 complete. We're seeing a 45 in lane 4, and I believe lane 5 is at that same point. No counter there. $47 for lane 6, a 45 for lane 7. 45 was just complete for lane 8. All right, for these distance events, the swimmers typically will bring a parent, guardian, friend, or family to do the timing. It is their responsibility to supply somebody, so we'll go down. We might see some familiar faces as you look behind the blocks. Give a little camera time. Hopefully no parents or anybody minds. That's lane 8, lane 7, lane 6. So each time, for each race, all those timers will cycle in, cycle out. So all right, 51 there for 4, and I believe 5. 51 for 8. $53 for lane 6, 51 for lane 7, 51 lane 1, 53 lane 3, and I believe a 51 lane 2. I couldn't see it. Yeah, it was a 51 for lane 2. All right, 55 lanes complete here. Lane 6, lead swimmer Emma Wilczynski. $57 complete there for lane 6. 55 complete for lane 7. 57 complete for lane 3. Lane 3 having a big second half here. All right, so again, lane 6, Emma, lead swimmers, just split 35-8. Eden in 3, splitting a 34-6. So over a second better there for Eden. Emma's 16:42, but Emma with a 7-second differential in cumulative time. So 59 complete here for 6 and 3. So they'll be at 60, 150 yards to go. This is lane 6 turning. Splitting 34-7. Lane 3 next to turn, Eden, 34-3. Again, those NCAAs last night, one of the swimmers went out fast in lane 1, and they asked afterwards, the ultimate winner was in middle of the pool. It's an 8-lane pool also. They said, "Did you see her?" And she said, "Yeah, I saw her out of the corner of my eye." So when you get separation like this, it's a little hard, but 34-9 for Emma, so she's sub 35. Big push here, both Emma and Eden, 6 and 3. $63 complete there, so we'll have a bell here. Lane 6, 63 complete for lane 3. Again, they're not racing head-to-head. They're racing for their best times. All right, 50 to go there for Emma Wilczynski in 6. Next 50 to go would be Eden Rostowski in 3. All right, there's Emma's red square, 25 to go. And up here is Eden in 3. She has 25 to go. $50 to go for lanes 4 and 5. We have a finish here. Oh, I was looking away. Nice job. Low time there goes to Emma in 6, 19:004, 19:05, 41 for Eden. We have a finish here, I believe, in 4 and 5. Emily's seed time was Emma, I keep saying it. 1936. She went 19:00, so that's 36 plus. The other Eden in 3 came in on a 19:34. She goes 19:05. Awesome job, ladies. All right. Daisy's down in the corner off camera. It's a 15-second improvement for Daisy there. Allen's 19. Here are the boys. This is Heat 8 overall, Heat 4 for the men, boys. Underway. All right, one more heat after this. I'll update the names shortly. Real quick, so if you look at that orange text on the bottom right, those are the seed times for the guys currently in the pool. All right. Now on the bottom right, that orange text is updated with the 8 swimmers in the final heat. So interestingly enough, we did have a multiple of 8 for both the women and the men. Traditionally, you don't fill all the lanes. So if something is not divisible by 8 in the case of an 8-lane pool, or 6 in a 6-lane pool, when you have remainders, you have empty lanes. The way this worked out, we had full complement for each race. So again, this is event 2, heat 4, second to last heat for the men. If you are jumping off, glad you could join us. Again, tonight was kind of just come in, get set up, and turn on the stream. Hopefully got some value. You were able to see something of some interest worth tuning in. We're back with the other ones. We'll have a little better coverage. I'll get the rest of the equipment set up, and we'll be off and running. Again, each session, so there's 12 overall. Each session will be a separate live stream. You'll see the descriptions, but if at any point you're just say, I want to watch whatever's live now, if you just go to the main channel in YouTube, Common Guy Sports, you'll see a little red rectangle on the bottom right that says live, and that'll be the particular session that's live at that given time. If you do join late or your schedule doesn't permit, you can join late. You can rewind and then jump around to particular points. So again, hope to bring good coverage to you. If you're not able to make it, if you're out of town or you live remotely, really, it's a privilege and a pleasure to bring this to you, and I thank New Jersey Swim and Scarlet for bringing me in to cover this. So, all right, so that was 12 lanes complete on the board. I see 13s going down on the left side. So Alan Zhao in 1, lead swimmer, followed by lane 4, Colin Whitlock. All right, so 13s for all the swimmers at the left side. It'll be 14 lanes there. Again, running order. Oh, I'm sorry. Lane 1 is seeing a 13. I'm sorry, he's off the pace. I'm sorry. Lead swimmer here in 4, Colin Whitlock. So lane 1 saw a 13, Colin in 4 seeing a 15. Rest of the field coming up here. It'll be lane 6, 5, 2, 3, 7, 8 running order, and then 1. So that's a 400 split on the board there, 406.02 for Colin. So obviously swimmers swimming a 30 or close to 30 make it very convenient for announcers. You know, the 500 would be swum in 5 minutes, 1,000, 10 minutes, 1,500, 15 minutes, and then 1,650, you add a minute and a half onto that. Again, this was swum last night at the NCAAs. Obviously, a lot of those records held by Katie Ledecky. But of note in that race, Kennedy Dobson, who swam with EEX, and pardon me, I don't know if she's actually from New Jersey, but swam last night, and I meant to look up. She was in the top. I think the top 8. All right, so NCAA women's swimming and diving events, 16 Wednesday trials, women's 1650. Yeah, Kennedy Dobson, 6th place. 15:46 was her time. And then another Jersey swimmer, Maddie Wagoneer, who swims at Wisconsin. Kennedy, just to wrap it up, Kennedy's down at Georgia, UGA. Maddie Wagoneer, Moorestown, 16:28 last night. So good stuff. And then I mentioned earlier, Kennedy also swam in that 800 free relay for Georgia. She swam at the anchor leg, 200 free, swam it in 1:43.39. So awesome job there. I mentioned it earlier, though, the winning team was from Virginia in that 800 free relay. And that was anchored by Anna Mosch, who swam her leg, her 200, 1:39.03. So that's off a relay start. It wasn't a standing start, but awesome. And then of note in that race from Indiana, there was a swimmer that went out, swam the front leg, Liberty Clark, 1:39.70, 200 free last night. I think they said on the broadcast that's like the 5th fastest ever for women's 200 free, because the first leg of a relay will count for an official time as you're starting off the start box, not a relay where you can predict and get a better start. So congratulations to them. That continues on. I don't know what's going on over there. I didn't check in today. So if anybody saw other Jersey swimmers doing fabulous things, please put it in the chat or stop by. I'll give you a microphone, and I'm in the press box. You should be able to see if you're here tomorrow or over the weekend and want to give a shout out to your child or teammate or maybe an alumni of this event. Please stop by. Again, we'll take any also any swimmers I overlook for significant milestones. Please put it in the chat. Let's give them the recognition they deserve. So a 31 going down here for lane 4, lead swimmer. We have a 31 here for lane 5. That is Ryan Smith. 31 for lane 6, Aiden O'Sullivan. 31 for lane 3, and I think 2 and 1 also. So 3 Lucas, 2 Max, 1 Allen. But lead swimmer there, lane 4, Colin Whitlock. He saw a 33. The other swimmers you see making it down to the bulkhead or the count side, all seeing 33s now. Except lane 1 will see a 31. Pardon me, I keep overlooking that. So that was 33, lane 2, 3, 7, and 8. And then lane 4 seeing a 35. So running order here is lane 4. Now we've seen lane 5 seeing a 35. So 4, 5, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, and then 1. So 1 saw a 33, everybody else saw 35s. So halfway for lane 1, just past halfway for the rest of the field. So tomorrow morning we start at 8:35 for the preliminaries. That'll be event 19. And then the midday session, which is the 11 and 12-year-olds, start that we've reset back to event 5 through 18, and that's going to be starting at 2:45 p.m. And then the finals, which are the top 16 from the morning session, are invited back, and that starts 5:45 going till about 8:15, 8:30. So full day tomorrow, full day Saturday, full day Sunday. Saturday and Sunday have the additional distance sessions, which Saturday will be the 1,000, and Sunday's distance is also the 1,000. I'm sorry. So Saturday distance is for the older kids, 15 and over. Sunday distance is the 13, 14. So then the 500s and the 400 IMs will be intermixed with the regular groupings. Okay. Again, we're going to break it out into different live streams based on the sessions. And again, that's just to keep it manageable. All right, lane 4 continues to lead. That's a 47. 45s for everybody else. Lane 1 just is getting a 43. Okay. So lane 5, second overall, he's turning here on the left side, 47. Lane 4, first place running order, seeing a 49. "50 lengths complete at the left end for lane 4, lead swimmer Colin Whitlock. So the names in the orange text, bottom right of your screen, those are the swimmers in the next heat, our final heat. I apologize, I didn't do a little isolation here. We should start up here, lane 1 with Alan. Have a few more lengths to go. Pick up 2 and 3 going left to right. Max and Lucas, 2 and 3. All right, we'll go 4 and 5. Colin in 4 to the upper part of your screen. Ryan in 5. Lead swimmer is 4 and Colin. Second running order is Ryan, so Colin will be overtaking him to build a full lap lead. 2 lengths equals 1 lap. Okay, we'll go down here. This is Aiden in 6. .53 there for Aiden. And we have Andres and Garik in 7 and 8. Oh. Andreas in 7, Garik in 8. Again, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing anything. We will be an announcer for the finals. We'll rely on him or her doing the names for those finals, and I'll try and read as much as I can as we're into the racing tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be a little faster pace. And if anybody is out there and haven't itched to be Rowdy Gaines or Kyle Sockwell, I do have an extra headset, always willing to take a volunteer. And that could be an adult or a sibling that might have interest in it. Last year, I was fortunate enough to cover the preliminaries of the Meet of Champions, which is the high school all-star meet. And Charlie Vlass from Summit Y put on the headset and was fabulous. So pretty interesting when you get the insights of an active swimmer knowing the times. He was rattling times off from 3-4 weeks ago, right out of the top of his head. And I joked, I said, do you study at school? He says, sometimes. So Charlie, a great kid, off to college now, so all the best. But looking forward, one of his teammates from last year, Yehor Mastruk from Summit High, will be here. Swimming for, why I'm drawing a blank on his team now. But he is state champion from this year's Meet of Champions in the breaststroke. All right, getting a bell here for lane 4. .50 to go for Colin. Splitting a 31, high 31, but still a 31 at this point after 64 lengths. All right, 63 there for lane 5, 63 lane 6. I don't know why lane 5's going away. All right, lane 4 finishing, lane 5's turning, lane 6 turning. Nice job there. Low time, 17:17.94 for Colin. Came in 17:51. Awesome drop. We have a finish here, I believe, in lane 3's turning. Lanes 5 and 6 finishing. Got to look at these splits for these guys. Big kick coming home. Colin goes sub 30 on his final 50. There's a 30-70 and a 30-73. Nice job, guys. All right, we're going to switch up the view real quick. We'll give you this. We'll turn on the scoreboard. All right, low time there, 17:17.94 for Colin. Again, he came in 17:51.34. 18:07 for Garrick. That's a big drop. Came in 18:32. Nice drop. Andreas goes 18:07. Came in 18:25. Aiden O'Sullivan, congratulations. Came in 18:01. He goes sub 18, 17:55. Nice job. Here are the names for the final heat, final 8 swimmers. Oh, I apologize. Lane 1 is still out there. All right, here comes Allen into the finish. Nice job. All right, here we are, final heat, final race of the night. All right, if you're jumping off, glad you can join us tonight. We're back tomorrow, bright and early, so I will upload part of this session tonight. Again, I apologize. We kind of missed probably the first 5 minutes of the first race. So Daniela, Emily, Elizabeth, Josie, Ava, Lily, Kirsa, and Kaylee, if you're looking for your race, I apologize. Got a late start. But we'll be sure to be fired up, ready to go tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Again, in the morning will be the prelims. So the 13, 14-year-olds and then 15 and overs will be swimming and looking to be invited back for the finals in the evening. Last note on the NCAAs this year, they only have A finals. So of all those prelim swims, only 8 are invited back. Places 9 through 16 do get points, but it's all based on the preliminary swims. So there was some statistics. I don't know if anybody is a big data or numbers person. There was some statistics posted today that they thought prelims would see significant drops, and I don't think it panned out that way. I was reading real quick, so it's an interesting thing. They're trying to mix it up to build some excitement. They swam the 1650 for the first time ever on the first night. So the first kind of national champion at NCAAs this year was somebody swimming the 1650. So kudos to those distance swimmers. All right, final race here. In the pool, Arav, Preston, Matthew, Cole, 1 through 4. Then we have Talon, Abram, Ito, and it's a little cut off. So in lane 8. All right, so swimmers saw 9s at this left side. That is 10 complete, 250 yards. All right, real quick while we have a second, do a quick pan. So we're swimming this right half of the pool, 25 yards. All starts will start on that right-hand wall, and I'll pan over so you can see the continuation. So with this bulkhead, as it slides back, it goes all the way back under the dive boards and the dive tower to make a 50-meter pool. That's what's swum for the long course, also known as an Olympic size. All right, but that'll be used for warm-ups. So as you can see, a fair number of swimmers in the pool. Those could be cooling down or additional club swimmers. Do a little isolation here. Start up with lane 1 with Arav. Coming into frame is Preston in 2, turning, seeing a 15 here. We'll go back with Matthew in 3. Matthew turning at 17. This is Cole in lane 4. All right, we'll go wide here for a second. So lane 4 seeing 19, lane 7, 19, lane 3, 19, lane 5, lane 6, lane 1, all 19s, lane 2, and lane 8 if I did not say that one. All right, so we followed Cole in the white cap. We go to Talon and Abraham, 5 and 6. They're shoulder to shoulder here. Five to the top of your screen, 6 closer to us. We'll jump forward to lane 7, Ito. And then Giancarlo in 8 with the white cap against the wall. So lead swimmer in 4's turned. He's back at the start end. So lane 4, 27 lanes complete on this left wall. (27) complete there, lane 6. 27 complete, lane 4, 5, 6, and 8. All right, 27 for lane 2. We're at 29 for lane 4. We'll be at 29 for lane 1. (30 lanes complete, right side, lane 4, Cole, lead swimmer. So lane 4 continues to lead. He's completed now 37 lengths. So lead swimmer is splitting 32.64 at this point. 33.05 for Matthew in 3. Majority of the field at a mid 34. All right, majority of the field. So lead swimmer in 4. Everybody except lane 1 is turning at 39s. Well, lane 1 made up space. He's at a 39. I apologize. Nice job, Arav. 41 went down for lane 4. Lane 2 saw a 39. Lane 3 is a 41. Lane 7 turning on a 41 left side. Lane 5 turning on 41. And lane 8. And then 6 and 1. So I overlooked 34 arrived that last split. 32.7 lead swimmer Cole. .45 complete for lane 4. So first race tomorrow morning, 8:35. And projected that session goes until about 1 p.m. Wait, no, sorry. Noon. 8:35 till about noon. Some of those heats have 50 entries. One of them, 100 Butterfly, has 68. So divide that by 8, and there's your number of heats. Again, that session tomorrow about 8. We started at 8:35. Should go until just after noon time. And then we'll quickly transition to 13, 14 girls and boys, 500 freestyle. So again, it will be a separate stream. I'll try and change over real quick and then pick that up. All right, majority of the field seeing 49s left side. Lead swimmer lane 4 seeing a 51. That's Cole. Next to see a 51 will be lane 3, Matthew. Is that a 49 that went down for 2, maybe? 51 there for lane 5, 51 for 8, 7 and 6. 53 lead swimmer, lane 4. 51 in lane 1. So we see lane 3 turning at the left side. That's a 53. And then lane 2 turnings at 51. 55 for Cole in 4. We're going to 66. All right, 59 complete there for Cole in lane 4. He'll be at 60 right-hand wall, 150 to go, 6 lengths to go. See him second to the wall, coming in white cap. .63 complete here, lead swimmer. .50 to go for Cole. Kojanaki, sorry, I'm 25 on this wall for Cole in the white cap. Be 75 to go for majority of the field. .1752, huge drop, nice swim, Cole. He came in 18:34. That's awesome. All right. If Turner's still here, no finishers yet. Oh, sorry, Lane Matthew in 3, 18:12 for him. Sorry, see him next to Cole up there on the wall. Matthew came in 18:42. That's a 30-second drop. Great swim. Finishing there in 7 and 5. Ito in 7 goes 18:25. Talon in 5 goes 18:28. Both dropping time. Talon came in 18:41. Ito came in 18:46. Nice job, guys. All right, everybody finishing up here. Lane 2 coming into the finish. Oh, we have one more. I'm confused. All right, we got to rely on the scoreboard here. I don't have names. There's few girls behind the blocks.
We will be starting the 11-12 session at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. You have 4.5 minutes.
Oh, all right, so it's the 11 and 12 section. How did I not find that? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. This is it's been 3 and 4. All right, let's kind of get. All right, gotta give me a second here. I did not fully read through, so We're then to go to the Friday, the Thursday. It's going to be the 11 and 12 1650s. We have 4 entries for the girls. And I did not get these fully in electronic format. All right, so the girls should be Nanami Soto, Sophia Lukov, Andrea Chicalalo, and Hadley Tuhey. 4 swimmers, lanes 3 through 6. Unfortunately, I did not get these electronic to put the names on the screen, folks. But while we have a second, let's go behind the blocks. This should be lane 3, Nanami. Lane 4, red cap, Sophia. I don't see her. Oh, back against the wall is probably Andrea. And then lane 6, Hadley. All right, there she is. All right, the scoreboard has not been updated yet. So this is going to be event 3, girls 11, 12, 1650, 4 entries. Here, now the scoreboard's been updated. Seed times here, low seed, Sophia in 4, 1931. The rest of the field, mid-20s.
Hi. How are you? Good. How are you doing? Looking good? Sure. You're anything? Well, yeah, mostly. I actually got that free. So it's remote controlled. It's like paint tilt zoom, but it just does it within the box. Good to see you.
All right, we're underway here with event 3, heat 1. 4 swimmers in the pool. I apologize, I was not provided this electronically, so we'll go back to this view, showing you that. Again, this is the only heat here for the girls, 11, 12, event 3. Lane 3 is Nanami. Bottom right of that view, that's on the top right of your screen, if that's not confusing. That is Sophia from Fanwood Scotch Plains YMCA. Coming into view, Andrea from Scarlet. And then last swimmer closest to us under the flags here is Hadley. So those are 200 splits there. Very impressive 208 for Andrea. All right, so after the one heat here for the girls, we'll have one heat for the boys. It's event 4. We have 5 swimmers. Max Andrello, Andrew Hinkle. Lane 4 is going to be Misi Reisick. Lane 5, Thiago Reyes. And lane 6, William Huang. So that is slated to start at 8:20. All the guys in that are about a 20, well, a couple of impressive 18s in the middle of the pool, 21s on the outside. All right, I was just seeing that comment a couple minutes ago from Vasi. Give a shout out to Cole from his team who aren't there. And Cole had an impressive swim there. So wish you guys could have been here cheering. Hopefully you were cheering at your TV or your computer screen at home. So I don't know if the results are posted or not. Again, with the risk of DQs and so on, can't really say much until they're final. And yeah, the results are unofficial. They're up there in Meet Mobile. So yeah, so Cole went 17:52, came in 18:34. It's 41.5 second drop. Nice job. Kind of paging through 32 33s all the way through. Nice race control there, Cole. Great race. So good stuff. Hopefully ice cream or some sort of treats in your future. We'll see you. Are you back for the weekend? He is. It's also swimming the 500 and the 1,000. So I don't know. The guys, you're out there cheering for Cole. I think we got to plan some Sunday night, Monday night ice cream somewhere. Putting in the distance this weekend. So good stuff. All right, 23s going down for the ladies here. All right, 25 complete on the left-hand side for majority of the field. Hadley in 6 will see 25 as she returns to the left side. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, lane 3, Nanami saw 25. So middle of the field. So that's 25 there for Hadley. Middle of the field, 4 and 5, seeing 27s. That's pretty funny. If you look, the counter there in lane 5 must be getting a workout. Decided to hop in the other side of the bulkhead, cool off a little. So it is, well, it's hard to say. So we're on the top of the bleachers. I am. So the top of the bleachers section. So it feels warm up here. How that feels down on the pool is definitely difference. So here we are coming up. Teammates out here cheering, give them some air time. Do we have a coach in the making here? Is she writing? Yeah. She's writing the full instruction set there. All right, great energy from coaches and teammates. That is 34 on that right wall. So lane 3, Nanami seeing 31. Middle of the pool, 4 and 5 seeing 35. Lane 6, Hadley seeing 33. All right, we'll walk down the lane again. So start up with Nanami in 3. You can see 35 complete. She'll be at 800 on the right side. We'll stay here for a full length. I'm sorry, 936 complete, sorry. 900, not 800. That was 40 complete here for lanes 4 and 5, that last split. That was 1,000 split, lanes 4 and 5, as they're seeing 41s. Sophia in the red cap, Andrea in the black cap closest to us. So seeing a 41 complete at this point for Hadley. And now 43 there. Sophia and Andrea 4 and 5 coming into frame. Lead swimmers are seeing 47s on this left wall. Nanani in 3 seeing a 45. This is second to last race. Up next, we have the 5. Sorry. How many? Yes, 5 swimmers on the boys' side. That is up next. That'll be the final race for this session. "53 lanes complete here. 4 lanes, 4 and 5. Sophia and Andrea. "51 complete for Nanani in 3. And Hadley coming down. She'll be 51 complete on the left-hand wall. "55 complete. Sophia turning, followed by Andrea. 55 complete. "56 complete on the right wall for the lead 2 swimmers. 10 lengths, 250 yards to go. Still got the cheering section. "57 there for Sophia in 4, Andrea in 5. "55 for Nanani in 3. "55 complete now for Hadley in 6. That was 60 on the right wall for 4 and 5, 61 here for lane 4, Sophia. And now coming into frame, the top right of your screen, Andrea, 61 complete. Lane 4, Sophia, she'll have 100 yards to go, 4 lengths. We'll have a bell lap. 50 to go for Sophia in 4. It'll be 50 to go for Andrea in 5 on the right wall. $25 to go here for Sophia. All right, cheering fans bringing her home. Nice job. 18, geez, my eyes. Sorry, folks. 18:36 for Sophia. She came in 19:31. That's 50 plus seconds. Nice drop. 18:44 for Andrea. Came in on a 20:13, folks. That's like 1 minute and 20 some odd seconds. Great swim there. Couple 12-year-olds putting in big effort. Nice job, ladies. And we'll swing forward. Lane 3, Nanami, sorry, coming home. This is final 25. She came in 20:29. We're dropping almost a minute on that. Maybe over a minute. Nice. 19:28. Nice job. That's over a minute drop. Great job. All right. Coming home here in lane 6 is Hadley. She goes 19:47. Great job there. Hadley came in on a 20:33. All right, here's the guys. Max, Andrew, Misi, Diego, and William. Final race. Nice job, ladies. 12-year-olds here at 8:20 in the evening after, I'm assuming day of school. I don't know if anybody, too early for spring break. Rutgers is on spring break, but colleges obviously different schedules. So, but big effort there late in the day. Do a little isolation here. We'll start with Max up in lane 2. So top right of your screen. So that's Max in 2. Lanes 3, 4, and 5 are all group. We'll take them as a whole group here. Lane 3 towards the top of your screen. Andrew in the middle is BC, and then lane 5, Diego. So this is going to be a 200 split on the board for the guys here, middle of the pool. Nice 204s. Good stuff. We'll jump down to lane 6, William. That's 9 complete there for William. Also 9 complete up in lane 2 for Max. Lead group seeing 11. There's lanes 3, 4, and 5. You'll see those coming into the frame on the top right. That'll be 12 complete for lanes 3, 4, and 5. 300 yards. All right, lanes 3, 4, and 5 seeing 19s. Next time back to the start end, that'll be 20 lengths or 500 yards. All right, 23s put down for lanes 4, 5, now 3. Lane 2 will have a 21. So the last split on the board for Max, 604 is his 500. I believe same for William in 609 at the 500. Correct, that's a 21 going down for William. So that was a 27 for lane 3. I think it's a 25 going down. Yes, for lane 2. 25 complete here for lane 6 outside the black line. Now 4 and 5 seeing their 29s. And then lane 3 just behind them sees 29 also. So on the right wall, 36 complete for lanes 4 and 5, and now 3. Andrew coming in. That'll be 34. I'm sorry. They're seeing 35s at the left end. We'll be at 36 complete on the right side there for a 4 and 5. $900 yards there. 940, 941 split for Misi and Diego. Here's Andrew's 900 yard split. 954, 53.77. $39s here for 4 and 5. So 25 yards short of 1,000. $45 complete here for 4 and 5. Will be at 46, 20 to go. 500 yards to go, 4 and 5. Again, if you're joining us tomorrow, we're going to start session 2 in the morning, the Friday prelims. And that's going to start with event 19 going through to event 38. But just be aware, you kind of refer to Meet Mobile, or in the morning, go to the BeSmart website, BeSmartTinc.com, and download the heat sheets, because the ordering is not in numeric order all the way through. So we go 19 to 34, then we jump up to 39, and then we have 500 freestyles towards the end of that. So So that's going to be session 2, and then session 3, which is the midday, the 11 and 12-year-olds. That's going to be event 5 through 18. And then in the evening, we come back and swim the finals. And then we add in some relays towards the end. Pretty exciting. So if you can stick around for that. And then very similar structure on the weekend. All right, 4 and 5, still shoulder to shoulder, seeing 57s. Right side, 4 and 5 will be at 58 lengths complete. 8 to go, 200 yards to go at this point for 4 and 5. Impressive splitting 32s. Lead 2 swimmers are in the middle of the 4. So top to bottom, we have Matt. Max is out of the frame. Andrew, Misi, Thiago, and William in frame. Off to the top, already turned up there is Max. But in the middle of these 4, your 2 lead swimmers. .32 flat for Diego there, 32.4 for Misi. .63 lengths complete. We'll have a bell right side. Who's going to take it? Pretty even here, 4 and 5. .50 to go for lanes 4 and 5 in between the black lane lines here. Looks like Diego's gonna have a push here. And he does go low, 17:47 for him, 17:47.59 for him, 17:48.53 for Misi. Both of them dropping a bunch of time. Diego came in 18:18. He goes 17:47. Great job. Misi came in 18:12. He's also dropping a ton. 24, 20, high 23s there for Misi. Came in 18:12.14. Nice job. All right, I think we have a finish here. Lane 3. Andrew. We do 18:31 for him. That's dropping 16.8 off of 18:47. Nice job, Andrew. I think these are both 61s. Yeah. 63 will be next time down for lane 2. Max in 2. We'll see a 63 be put down. Got to double check what William has here. I think also. Yep. He'll have 50 to go. So their bell lap here. Spend a little time with Max up here in lane 2. Final 50 for both Max and William. That's Max getting the red squares. Same for William, bringing it home. All right, nice job, guys. Good sportsmanship. Andrew in 3, stuck around. Nice job. All right, I think that announcement was, we'll see you tomorrow. I just didn't hear it clear. I'll stay a second. I don't think we're seeing anybody else lining up. All right. I'm going to expect we're going to be wrapping up. Yep, scoreboard goes. So this is Mike, Common Guy Sports. Again, I apologize. We had just a very small window to get set up and had a couple small hiccups. Got a little work to do. We'll get ready for tomorrow, and we'll put on a good production for you. So signing off. Again, thanks for joining. We'll see you soon.